What did you think about this introduction? It sounded like he really wanted to obviously make the case for why we need surveillance agencies and why secrecy is important, and for us to not maybe hate on them so much.
Right. It was a very Obama introduction. There was a lot of on the one hand, on the other hand. I think the references to the revolutionary era aren't going to particularly please people who want to see the NSA reformed. But I guess he's trying to say that, when you have liberty, you also have to have security. It's kind of strange to have him deliver that, when in 2004 he was the guy at the DNC talking about how we didn't want the government snooping in our library records.
Good point. All right, I want to get straight into the reforms. So the president announced a series of them today, including promise of greater transparency, calling for the Director of National Intelligence to annually review any future opinions of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court that have broad privacy implications for the purpose of declassification. He also called on Congress to authorize the establishment of a panel of independent outside advocates to appear before this court. And the president announced reforms to perhaps one of the most controversial aspects of NSA surveillance, the bulk collection of phone records.
I'm directing the Director of National Intelligence, in consultation with the Attorney General, to annually review, for the purposes of declassification, any future opinions of the court with broad privacy implications, and to report to me and to Congress on these efforts. To ensure that the court hears a broader range of privacy perspectives, I'm also calling on Congress to authorize the establishment of a panel of advocates from outside government to provide an independent voice in significant cases before the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court.
All right, so that was the wrong clip that we played there. But Trevor, basically what the president did say is that when it comes to Section 215, he is going to be reforming the way that metadata is collected on Americans' phone records in bulk. And so maybe you can give us some more details there of exactly what he proposed and where you think that some of it might be going wrong.
Sure. Well, to start with the good thing, he did say that the judicial review would happen for every time the NSA searches a phone number. But the problem with his proposal is the fact that hold on, sorry, I have a huge echo here. The problem with this proposal is the fact that he still wants bulk collection to continue. He doesn't really say how. He says he's going to start a transition into the telephone companies or a third party holding this data, but he didn't really have specifics, and he really have punted the issue to Congress, which is a problem given that the intelligence committees, both in the House and the Senate, have proposed bills that would basically keep bulk surveillance as is. So, if the American public really wants this mass phone metadata surveillance to end, it's really going to have to pressure Congress to bring real change, because it seems to me like he just kicked the can down the road a little bit.
Well, in the meantime, Trevor, though, what would be the other option? So, the president did not like what the independent review panel had said, which is to let the telecoms actually hold on to this metadata. And the telecoms themselves said, we don't want to be responsible for it, but there is no independent third party. So, let's say that Congress doesn't actually get it together and try to end the bulk collection altogether. What is the other option?
Well, I think the review panel said that you could either have it held by a third party or the phone companies. This brings up a whole host of other problems because, other law enforcement agencies, local agencies, other federal agencies are going to want their hands on this data as soon as somebody else holds it. The simplest and best solution for millions of innocent Americans who are worried about their data being collected is just to end this program. Not only is it violating privacy, but even the presidential review panel itself said that it hadn't stopped a single terrorist attack. And, it was never authorized by law in the first place. This is the program that began with the secret reinterpretation of the Patriot Act that no one was aware of until Edward Snowden revealed it 6 months ago. It's not that President Obama's or his speech today was the end all be all. This is basically the floor, not the ceiling for reform. And people can still force Congress to just end this program completely.